Incidentally, one of you, former followers of Peter Obi, Mr. Barrister Kenneth Okonkwo, has been very vocal, of recent. Some would actually even say, leading the charge, personal attack against Peter Obi. But on this specific issue of leaving the ADC, Kenneth Okonkwo says he was not surprised. I sat with him. He said he wasn't surprised that he knew Peter Obi was going to leave anyway. And that Peter Obi, in everything he said, all the reasons Mr. Peter Obi adduced, he debunked those reasons. Internal crisis in ADC, judicial indecision, and all of those. Kenneth dismissed those arguments as specious. But more importantly, he said Peter Obi is afraid of contesting primaries. That if you check his history, his political trajectory, he has never contested primaries. How do you respond to this?
Well, I will not join issues with Kenneth Okonkwo because he's my good friend. Whatever he has with Peter Obi might be personal. But this is it. I am not in support of I saw somebody, there was a video of, I think the former, is he NHS now? The professor. Yes, I saw a video. As somebody said that if you cannot re-may stand for competition or something like that. I couldn't play the video because I was doing so many things. But I just replied there that re-men do not support corrupt competition. The process, the so-called primaries or primary elections that we do in Nigeria is a very corrupt process. And we have heard Peter Obi say several times that he's not going to get involved in the corrupt process. He doesn't want to emerge through a corrupt process. And he's coming to fight corruption. If he gets involved in that process, he already would have weakened whatever he's coming with. Because this is it. You pay so much to get the ticket of a political party, especially the major ones. And then when you now emerge as a candidate, you take so much money, either borrow or so many people put the money in there to sponsor you. By the time you get into office, you're already indebted to the major stakeholders. Some of them will call them gatekeepers. Some of them, they call them the owners of Nigeria. They put in billions there. As you are getting there, the so-called top leaders of the party will tell you that oil block we have to go to XYZ. This major road, coastal road or whatever road, we have to go to so and so person. Because that's where the money was raised. And the man Peter Obi has said, I'm not going to be involved in any of this. So the only way such a person can emerge is through a consensus where people will say, look, we know your capability. You have precedent. Come out and represent us. That's the only way. So if anybody is expecting him to go through this corrupt process to emerge as a candidate, most of us that believe in him will not buy it. I have come through a process, a primary election process, 2014. It was expensive. I did not envisage I was going to go through that. Because people told me, you are doing so much charity. The day you come out to run for an office, it will just be one way. Yeah. But the minute I indicated interest, every other person wanted to run. And then the people we met in office now wanted to continue. So we fought it to the primary election, and like I said, it was so expensive. By my second term, 2019 or 2018 primaries now, I was not ready to spend a dime. It was the so-called leaders that we fought then that called me to say, are you not going to do a second term? I said, I want to do. What are you doing about it? I said, nothing. They said, okay, we will call the leaders from my local government. You come and talk to them. And then food, drink, and then give them a token. That was what I did. Then we moved to the second local government. They followed me. And then we did the same thing there. But what they didn't know was that I was not ready to spend a dime to go and start paying people. My dear friend and former leader, Gbajabiamila Miller, has always pursued this idea of having direct primaries. He says it's cheaper and it's off the hands of governors. I don't think so. So, coming back to my leader, Peter Obi, the only way he can emerge if we had independent candidature in our constitution, that would have worked. I fought for it while I was in the House. But I just don't think we are ready for it, or our legislators are serious about it. If we have that today, we won't be going through all this idea of this talk about Peter Obi moving from point A to point B. But this is the point. His followers don't mind him moving anywhere. Just get the ticket and be on the ballot. We will do what they need. Most of his followers are not contesting election. And why do you think he has this huge followership? He goes, I saw a video of him in Asaba airport, and all the young men were celebrating. Why? He doesn't give money. Some politicians will stop in the airport and be spraying money for people to hail them. But he doesn't give a dime. Just coming down from the car, the minute they identify him, the whole place is shaking. Because they have seen that quality in him, that this is the man that can deliver this country. To use the word, he's the man that has the code to reset this country. You and I say all the time, we need to reset this country. But that's the only man today that most of us can point to say this is the man that has that code, has the password to reset this country. So if he's going to join Arsenal Football Club or PSG, we will follow him. I don't believe in that corruption that we call primaries. You gather people together because they should be bringing you out to say, come and work for us. Then you are paying them. I have always given the example of this. If I'm retiring and I said I have a business that is worth XY million of dollars and I want to hire somebody that will manage that company, that will take over from me, that has a lot of experience, and I'm interviewing people, and a young man amongst them comes to say, Chief, I like this your place and all that, but at your age, what do you think, you need a bungalow? I have a bungalow, a neat, very nice one, waterfront in Lekki and all that. I will give it to you if you give me this appointment. Will you hand over your company to such a man? But that's what we do. So I pay people to vote for me, and then they expect me to deliver. Where did that money come from? It's a corrupt process that I don't believe in. I have said this before, that in 2018, when they started this dollar reign in Port Harcourt, the convention that produced Atiku.Then to run the 2019 presidential candidate for PDP, there was dollars everywhere. I refused to take anyone. I joined the PDP in 2005. From then till when I left, I never collected a dime as a delegate. I was always a delegate in all the elections, whether it's governorship in the state or we are choosing other. I never collected a dime. I used to tell people from my ward and all that, it's okay, you can collect the money. But later I just said, no, don't collect. Because why should an aspirant be paying you to do your civic duty as a leader of the party? I don't believe in it.
Still on these primaries that they did, some commentaries from yesterday up to this morning are saying it's a prelude to their game plan, their master game or master strategy for 2027. That if the president already scored approximately 11 million votes in the primaries that produced it, he's home and dry already. How do you respond to that?
I don't believe that. It's one thing for them to stay on the queue and count themselves 2-3 times. Let them go and enjoy it. But it will not happen in 2027. I have said repeatedly, 2027 will not be determined by INEC, not by the security, and not by the judiciary. It will be the people. They showed their hand too early in 2023. They can't do that. They can't repeat that. No glitches with INEC. The security agents will not beat people to submit or carry ballot papers. Neither would the judiciary have the opportunity to rely on technicality to announce anybody as president. It will not happen. There are so many things we are doing as opposition that I can't tell you all now. But from the polling unit, before you announce that result on election day, the whole world will know. Or let me rephrase that. As you are announcing it and you are loading it onto the beavers, we are loading our own results too. We have our own server. The whole world, somebody in your village, if you are in the UK, you are in the US, you are in Kaduna, you are in Kano, you are in Abuja or Lagos, you will see your people in your village, your relatives. You will see the INEC official announcing the result in the unit. You would have heard what they scored in that your political unit in the village. And that's what we'll do in every unit in this country. So if INEC official and the government in power are so dumb to go to one backyard and start mutilating it, we wish them well. And we have direct access to US Congress. As we are sending this video, live videos and results to the whole world, they will be receiving it too. they will see our red eye this time.